If you are not yet a member of the Patreon, link is in the description. Please consider becoming a member, as you will have access to many videos you cannot find here on YouTube. Several weeks ago, a video would begin trending all over social media of a man breaking down in tears, crying on a podcast while holding up an EBT card, desperately pleading for assistance and guidance. This man used to be one of the most popular names in all of R&B, but his life and career has since taken a huge downward spiral. When looking into the life of this individual and realizing he took a similar route as many other people discussed on his channel over the years, desiring to be rich and famous, joining a fraternity, delving into the occult, and eventually finding himself in a very, very dark place. Join me in this episode as we take a closer look in the rise and fall of Kevin McCall.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Diddy Got a Podcast, and of course I'm your host Diddy. And listen, I've been meaning to make this video for well over a month now, but this Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, Donald Trump, TPUSA situation has just gotten crazier and crazier over the past couple of months that it's been very difficult to kind of look the other way. But I finally have found the time to make a video about this topic because typically what we discuss on this channel is Hollywood, the music industry, Freemasonry, MK Ultra, things, the CIA, things like that. And what I don't want to do is cripple this channel to the point where people just start to believe that this is the Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA, Candace Owens podcast, right? We talk about a plethora of different topics on this show. And this one right here will be a doozy. A lot of you all have been hopping in the comment section saying, all right, Diddy, enough of the Charlie Kirk, man. Like, talk about some other stuff. Where's your old content? Get back to what we know you for. Well, this will be one of the first videos heading back into that direction. And then I have a video coming up in the near future talking about streamers, right? I've been meaning to do a streamer video for like 4 or 5 months now. But the story about Kevin McCall that many of you all are not going to know who it is, and those of you that will know, you're probably going to know him as the quote-unquote ghostwriter for Chris Brown. But when you look into Kevin McCall's story, man, it's crazy. Like, it's one of the craziest stories that I've covered on this channel. And so I thought it would be very interesting to talk about this because, again, we underestimate, yes, politics are important, but it's really underestimated, you know, the way in which the CIA uses social media and celebrities to trick our youth and to warp the minds of our youth and the so-called black community into believing that being a celebrity is the end-all be-all. And I like to expose on this channel why going in that direction is not the way to go. All right? So without further ado, hit the like button if you do not mind. I would really appreciate it so that this video can reach more people like yourself. And without further ado, let's get into it. Kevin McCall Jr. was born on July 25th, 1985 in Los Angeles, California. He grew up in a musical home, began singing at the age of 5, and then at the church choir by the age of 13 while developing an early love for music. But before he ever touched a recording studio, Kevin was known more for his athletic talent than his voice. After high school in Carson, California, he earned a football scholarship to Washington State University, where he studied social sciences and played on the university's football team. The only reason he didn't study music while in college was because his football coaches wouldn't allow him to because they felt it would take away from his time for football. But despite this, even during college, his passion for music never left. He began experimenting with songwriting and production, teaching himself piano and crafting beats in his dorm room only after his father bought him a piano. After graduating, Kevin returned to Los Angeles, determined to pursue a career in music. In the late 2000s, he started networking in the local R&B and hip-hop scene. His talent as a producer and songwriter quickly caught attention, and it wasn't long before he crossed paths with another rising star, Chris Brown. The two clicked musically, forming what many described as a quote-unquote creative brotherhood. Kevin began writing and producing for Chris, helping to shape the sound of Chris's music during his comeback era with their first song called Twitter. Then came the record that changed everything, Deuces. Released in 2010, featuring Tyga and Kevin McCall himself, Deuces became a massive hit for Chris Brown. It is not a secret that Deuces was originally Kevin McCall's song, but many people don't know that Kevin actually wrote the entire song. It was featured on a mixtape, and Kevin took a huge backseat by deciding to be a rapper on the song, despite singing being his #1 passion. And even though that single made Kevin a name to watch, he would later claim that he was never properly compensated for the record. A record, by the way, that it took Chris Brown a very long time to actually convince Kevin to give over to him to begin with. Not only has Kevin spoken about this many times, but also an associate of Kevin's, a guy by the name of T-Rail.
through your journey, do you feel like
we wouldn't have got the rapping Chris? I don't think we would have got the Briss Brown and all that.
This version is probably
you
a
know,
better
just
version.
hanging
it's the
with
better
the
version,
homie.
right?
Yeah.
And that's
I
the
think this
part
is
I
the
want to like get across so people like.
No, for real, because Miho, that's my boy, because Miho, you know, because he was trying to figure a way out, because he only knew the industry way, which was turn in my song, mix it all away, you know what I mean, radio play, what's going on with marketing schemes, take it to the office, all that shit. Around that time, mixtapes was hot, you know, hot new hip hop, all that shit. He was seeing everybody drop mixtapes, and he was trying to figure out who he should run with to soak up that game with. And he like, nah, nigga, my homie over here with T-Rail, I think you should go over there and f with Tiger. He like, oh, okay, I'll fuck with Tiger. And then that's how that relationship built. Hey, Tiger, boom, 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 he hit him up. And then we flew down to Virginia, and we kicked him with him for like 4 months. We lived with Chris for like 4 months. We recorded every day. We did all of that shit. They built the bond or whatever. The chemistry was going, and then that's how that Deuces record came to play. And then that's, you know, Kevin McCall had that. He was f***ing with Kevin McCall.
Carson High shot,
Yeah,
Kevin McCall.
he had him. He had the Deuces record. He like, man, this playing this Deuces record, but he won't give it to us. He won't give it to me. I've been trying to ask him for the record for a minute. I'm like, huh? So we all in there. He played it. He like, no, I'm waiting on Drake. And
Drake?
me, like he wanted to give the record to Drake. Right, me being me in there, you know what I mean? Like, Drake. I'm like, Drake not with you. I'm like, fuck Drake, nigga. We all in here. Niggas Chris Brown right here. Like, dude, it's gonna go. Like, I don't know if it's gonna go now, but I'm just talking shit. But I'm still giving them some real. I'm like, Drake, I'm with you, boy. Get these a record. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something gonna come out of it. He end up giving them the record. It wasn't no rap verse on it. It was a rap verse on it because Kevin McCall was still on that record, and then Tiger got on there, boom, and it was a rap. You feel me? Once they put it on the mixtape, that mixtape went up for a Grammy.
Over the next few years, he worked closely with Chris Brown on songs like Strip, No BS, and other projects under Chris Brown's CBE or Chris Brown Entertainment music label. Kevin even had his own releases, including his 2012 single Naked, and was seen by many as one of the next big forces in R&B songwriting. But as fast as the momentum came, issues began to bubble behind the scenes. Around 2013, tensions grew between Kevin and Chris over creative credit and money. Kevin felt he wasn't getting properly compensated for his work, for the hits he helped write, produce, and perform on. And those frustrations spilled out publicly in 2015 and 16 when Kevin began airing his grievances on social media, calling out Chris Brown directly. Chris Brown responded back with insults of his own, and what was once a brotherly friendship turned into one of the most public and toxic beefs in modern R&B.
I just woke up and I thought about something. If this nigga wrote all these songs that he claiming he wrote, why he ain't write no more? Oh wait, this is just one part of my house. This is life before K-Mac and life after K-Mac. Man, I'm gonna stop playing with this. He's a. Thank you, K-Mac. I bought this with your money. I bought this with your money. I bought this with your money. I was thinking about giving you this, but I bought this with your money too. I bought that with your money. That's the only one on the West Coast. Oh, I bought that one with your money too. I took it and then I bought this car. He's looking at you so disappointed, bro. You look whack as f***. Hey, bro, I got you, my nigga. I got this Christmas change up. I got you this. Do your thing. Shout out to Ray J. We got you what's coming, K-Man. I just left rehearsal getting ready for this tour. And I just thought I should just keep being petty. So you know what I did? I went and bought a car. Not for K-Mac, but I bought one. Yeah, I just got mad. I was like, these man, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep using your money, K-Mac. I'm going to keep using your money. Hey, you see that? Thank you, bro. I appreciate all this hard work you did. Oh, ass. I look on Instagram and I don't see him. I ask about him everywhere. I don't hear him. I don't know him. What happened, my friend? What if, you know what? I have a solution. Go to your father's house. Go to your father's house. Hey, K-Mac, you don't want to do your part? No. Keep going, keep going. Hold on. Man, you gonna have to do a verse or something, nigga. No. Hey, K-Mac, you don't want to do your part? No. Keep going.
Let's move a little closer. Like, is we catching that fade or no? Catching nothing up. Niggas be catching up. A gangster in them DMs. Send my GPS, I don't see him at all. Catching that fader, no. David Blake, how did you make my enemies disappear? That's a real cool magic trick, I don't see him.
From that point forward, their professional relationship was pretty much over. This is probably what you already know about Kevin McCall and his career, but I have additional information and reason to believe that Kevin McCall's rise to fame and even his connection to Chris Brown isn't as innocent or quote-unquote organic as many people may lead you to believe. You see, during Kevin's time in college, many people don't know that Kevin McCall was actually accused of raping a female student on campus in a dorm room during his sophomore year. This is not me saying that he was, guilty of the allegation, but he openly spoke about this in an interview where he shared that he pleaded to a lesser charge, served time in jail, agreed to a permanent restraining order, and had to pay for the victim's counseling.
What happened with your, kind of football career as you went to college?
It's just like I went through a lot of politics in college that kind of made me fall out of love with it. A lot of things hurt my feelings. One of them being I had a rape case in the college, like my sophomore year, that I actually beat. But just the way that people treated me when it first happened, and I kind of seen how it feels to be just looked at as a criminal, and whether it's right or wrong, you know what it feels to be looked at as that criminal, and I know what it feels like to be alone, and I feel like your coaches really give a f about you, you know what I mean? And a lot of the trouble I got into was because of the advice of my coach, Bill Doba. If he wouldn't have told me some of the things to say to the people at the police office, I wouldn't have even went to jail. But you live and you learn, and shout out to him too, because he gave me the opportunity to play for that program, and it made me the man I am today.
So what was that case about? Like, what did the girl?
Oh, it was a rape case. A girl tried to set her. It wasn't true.
Did you know the girl?
Yeah, I knew the girl. She was a girl that I went to school with and I was cool with. And she, we doing what college kids do.
Now, what I will say is I give credit where it's due. And in this interview, Kevin did take responsibility for being too cocky at the time, not having the spirit of God or having the faith in God at the time the way that he should have. Because even though he doesn't and has never agreed that he violated anyone, he does recognize how it all could have been avoided. However, I also found it interesting that in this same clip, Kevin claimed that because he was a jock on the football team and felt like he and other football players could do whatever they wanted on campus, the judge chose to make an example out of him. However, a bigger reason I found this to be extremely interesting is that during the same time this traumatic incident was taking place, where he almost lost everything, his scholarship, his education, his football career, his freedom, Kevin would then do something immediately after this case ended that we have noticed a pattern of many musicians and celebrities doing that choose to take the college route. He joined a fraternity. And even more weird, once he did this, the same female who accused him and almost ruined his life contacted him right after he pledged and crossed to congratulate him and apologize for what she did.
Did you ever talk to her after the case?
She talked to me. She said she was a fan of my work.
Really?
Yeah. And
so this was years later?
Yeah. And when, not years later, about a year later.
Okay.
Of the incident.
Okay.
And she said she was proud of me because I pledged Omega Psi Phi fraternity after the incident. And when I crossed, she hit me up on MySpace and told me she was proud of me and a fan of my work. And she's sorry about everything. So I forgive her.
Kevin would join the Omega Psi Phi, which is important for multiple reasons. We have exposed on this channel multiple times the dark truth behind fraternities and sororities, as it is all low-level Freemasonry. But Omega Psi Phi is specifically important here because not only has this org been exposed by former members and associates many times before, but another thing about Omega Psi Phi is that Chris Brown would ironically star in a film called Stump the Yard in 2007, which featured fraternity and Greek culture, and just 3 years later in 2010, he would link with Kevin McCall by way of mutual friends or quote-unquote brotherhood. Kevin was not only a fraternity member, but he was so proud that he made songs about it, dance videos, and even spoke about it many times in interviews.
What up, it's your boy K-Mac from Chi Alpha Follow City. This one right here is for all the Greek lovers out there from the grudge, bro. I'm cute, dog. I came here to get managed. Ooh, I know it's good. Just start speaking Spanish. Ay, papi. Ay, papi. Delta sexually, full of energy. energy. After I'm done, you're still telling me you want me. I met her Zeta 5, ooh, what a sex drive. She wanted it from the front, back, left, and the right. Baby, I will guarantee ya to give them what they've been missing, baby, yeah. These are the cute dolls getting nasty. Are you the sexy little Greek I've been looking for? Girl, you sending me cute dolls getting nasty, and you make us say, ooh.
It was a huge part of his identity. Many people also don't know that Kevin McCall almost went pro. He was a star athlete but chose music over his football career, despite the fact that he got an actual tryout for an NFL team, the Oakland Raiders. This combine wasn't set up by his coach, not by one of his football teammates, but instead by his own father. While there's not a ton of information out there about Kevin McCall's father outside of the fact that he used to play football and made some connections during his college career, what we do know is that whatever he did or does for a living allowed him to be connected to high-ranking people on NFL football teams to get his son in the door for a tryout. But not only that, but he had the money to pay for his son to complete expensive training in a facility to prepare him for the NFL, but Kevin McCall actually turned it down to pursue music. After his fallout with Chris Brown, Kevin tried to continue his music career independently, but things became more difficult. The industry connections that once supported him seemed to vanish. Meanwhile, his personal life started unraveling as well. Kevin faced multiple legal battles, including child support disputes, lawsuits, accusations of domestic violence, and the list goes on. And a recurring theme that I noticed in Kevin and Chris's life that they both have in common are domestic violence, legal troubles, homosexual accusations, gang ties, and aggressive behavior. I wonder if this is a coincidence. Earlier this year, Kevin McCall would take to social media after a video surfaced of R&B artist Bryson Tiller surprising Chris Brown with a Lamborghini after their 2025 tour together. Kevin would then make some rather alarming claims, accusing Chris Brown and Bryson Tiller of homosexual activity happening behind the scenes that would better explain Bryson Tiller's success with Chris Brown. I mean, it almost makes you wonder if Kevin was speaking from his own experience in the industry. In fact, this only adds more merit to Kevin's claim when you hear him discuss many years before one of the most creepiest and strangest stories of his interactions with Marilyn Manson and what Kevin had to experience in an effort to quote-unquote make it in the industry to get a Grammy.
Marilyn Manson came through there. Y'all know, everybody who know. I used to let everybody just spend the night on the floor.
Marilyn Manson came and hung out with you?
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, how did that happen?
Right. Eating bats and shit.
Like, Marilyn, why you not sleeping? Nigga in the corner, like, staring at you.
Marilyn, it was interesting because I remember growing up seeing that video where he had like titties and shit. And I remember the shit I was weirded out. I didn't know what was looking. My mom was like, you can't watch that shit weird. Right. So when I met him again, I was like, I still want to fuck with you just to make my mama mad. Like, just be rebellious, that rebellious culture, like, because I grew up Christian. Right. So the way I met the nigga though was I with a lot of like street niggas, like BMF niggas who from LA.
He from the Black Mafia?
No.
Thank God.
You finna see how I go.
Say it again for DMZ.
It's gonna be easy to connect the dot. But this will show you how like 6 degrees of separation is so crazy. You always know somebody who knows somebody knows somebody. So my manager, which is my frat brother, didn't have any. He wasn't in the game, but he used to work for BET, so he knew some people. Right. So I used him for them connections and just people he knew in the street too. Even though he had a degree and all that, he was a street nigga too. But he didn't get in too much trouble. So some of the people he knew from back in the day, they was in BMF. I with a nigga named Twin, who used to manage Jeezy and Gucci. Yeah. So when Twin came back, this little kid from your side of town, like he introduced me to Gucci. Right. Twin. Right. So by with Gucci, I would always let him use my studio free, get him some other stuff on the low, and Gucci started loving me. He did some movie called Spring Breakers. Right. Marilyn Manson come to the red carpet, throw stink bombs at everybody. And then this is Gucci Man, first time he didn't even know who he was. Oh, good. So, some nigga threw stink bombs at us and Spring Breakers, and I was like, yeah, I'm Gucci, come back to the studio. But he was using my studio. So this nigga Gucci bring Walker, Young Dolph, that was my first time meeting him. Young Scooter, Pee Wee the Long Way, all these niggas in my studio.
The Juice Man?
I wasn't no OJ the Juice.
But Marilyn Manson was with him.
Then
Gucci that is so weird.
Gucci like, I got Marilyn Manson coming through. I met him on the red carpet. He want to do some shit. Cold part, Marilyn Manson was really on some satire shit. He was really kind of clowning Gucci. Really? Yeah, because the nigga gave me a book. He gave me like some book, like I'm not a nigger boy, or it was some book where it's like a black boy head, like it's backwards. I wish I knew the name of the book.
That nigga had to get out.
Yeah.
He gave me some book that looked kind of like.
What is you saying with this, man? Yeah.
When I read the book, it was written in code. I didn't really understand it. So I thought it was a witchcraft or something. That's the first thing I jumped to. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely racist.
Right.
And they had a little black boy with his head backwards, and he's in a suit like this. And I'm gonna figure out what that book is.
Right.
He gave me. Called him out for that. Yeah, he gave me that book. He stopped with Gucci because he seen Gucci was just doing the trap. I started showing the nigga like rock and roll. Like he's like, dang, you really talented. So then he started trying to put shit in my head. He's like, you're so dark. No. Right? And I'm like, I'm so dark. What are you talking about? Like,
Right.
he's like, nah, you write good music and all that, but it's really a darker side. I was like, I could act dark. Like, let me try some. You want to see some dark? I'm just playing with him. So the nigga gets in my studio. It's just me, him. He got like some white dude that do whatever he say. He's like, this is my slave. He's like, I've been studying him since I was in middle school, and I finally just get to work for him. I do whatever he wants. Probably was fucking him. But the nigga was an engineer and played guitar too. He recording us. This nigga sits down in the middle of the booth when I'm finna record and sits Indian style and goes like this.
Oh, no.
And I'm singing, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm singing some soulful shit. I'm singing.
These motherfucking demons in here, goddamn.
There you go. You're a beautiful man.
He didn't tell you that.
He told me that. Just Marilyn Manson. I'm like, dang. So is this with the Illuminati? I thought he was trying to court me on. So then after, I just would ignore it. You know what I'm saying? And I try to have.
Fade instead of.
Oh no hell, nigga. Like a little nigga.
It was my birthday, right? So I was like, man, I'm inviting about as many as y'all it is. I was like, I'm inviting a homie. Like, you want me to come for your birthday, but you've been sending me a lot of weird texts.
Right.
The way he would keep in contact with me, he'd send like midget porn. He'd send porn. It was straight though.
Yeah.
And I just ignore him. Like, I guess he's just a weirdo. If I just keep it going, maybe I get a song with him, get the Grammy. I never really had to do nothing, but the way you was trying to play Gucci Man and make satire of the whole trap life, and you really this white boy don't really f with us, I was gonna try to flip it on him.
Right.
So nigga was calling for it. Nigga just love with Kevin McCall, right? But I'll just be like, hey, don't say weird, or if he did, I'll just ignore him. Yeah. One day he went in a room full of people like this, he go, I wish I had a Ziploc bag full of infant pee. And he stopped and look at everybody. And I look around, I'm like, I'll turn on the music, like just ignoring him. I try to make like this was just for attention. Because I knew it was a method to his madness. He was a really brilliant person.
You know who he's mimicking that a lot of people don't know of? There was this Russian dude named Rasputin.
Oh, yeah.
He's mimicking Rasputin. Like 40-50% of his whole persona is Rasputin. Look up Rasputin.
The Anastasia nigga?
Talking about Rasputin.
Rasputin. My bad.
No, I thought you was talking about Rasputin.
I'm tripping. He was like a really eccentric faith healer in Russia at the turn of the century. And basically, he was able to con his way from being just this dirt poor guy in Russia that faked miracles to the advisor to the Archduke Ferdinand's wife, and to the advisor of the Queen of Russia, or whatever it was called. I don't know if it was called Prussia or something at that point, but it wasn't Russia. And basically, he was the reason why they got killed, because he was advising their moves, medically and politically. So they had a son that who was a hemophiliac, and he told the wife of the Queen that the cure was aspirin. So, if you have a hemophilia, that's basically, if you get cut, you keep bleeding. You don't stop bleeding. Well, aspirin makes the blood thin. So that's the wrong thing. So he gave her that advice and basically bled to death. You know what I mean? And that was kind of like a part of his demise, amongst other things. But he was a really eccentric dude that would do like what you're talking about.
They had him in that cartoon, Anastasia.
Yeah, okay.
About the Tsar when they had to leave and stuff.
Yeah, look up his real life story, Rasputin.
That shit crazy.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna finish that story.
But yeah, anyway, I was flirting with the dark side just to see what was over there, because I heard, I learned about God, but I was like, let me see, is the devil real? Yeah, I wanted to see. I did. I didn't want to with it, but I wanted to just.
Right.
Can I be a Christian and be around this? Can I change him? Can I just still make my money in this industry if it is that way? So then the nigga invited me and my baby mama to a concert with Aldous Snow.
Okay.
It was the most evil I ever seen.
I bet.
And then he was like, that's my first time seeing cocaine. He was like, you want some? I was like, nah, I did too much already. Like, that was my way. I would be around people who did a lot of crazy shit.
Right.
But now I have to do it. I did too much already.
Yeah.
Fucked off.
I did too much. So they still was letting me hang out. Then he was like, I want you and your baby mom I'm coming to Florida for my birthday. We're going to really party. And before his birthday, he took me out on my birthday. This is the last thing I'm going to say about the Marilyn Manson. And I'm like, bro, I'm not coming to your house by myself.
Right.
Get there with like 10 niggas like this.
Scared as a mother. This weird white boy.
I didn't fuck with this nigga, bro. He pulls out some shit called absinthe, which is
yeah.
It got wormwood in it. And when you drink this drink, it make you hallucinate.
Oh.
It's not even legal out here. You heard of absinthe?
It's Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
You can't have it's not the real shit.
He had it. He had it exported. He had
it
the
from
wormwood.
England. You get it from the UK.
He had the real. So one of my homies take it, dumbass.
Damn.
And then Marilyn Manson had like a bunch of projectors. He got a bunch of books. He got skeletons, like props, stuff like that. And he had a wheelchair. So my homeboy playing in the wheelchair, Willie, and then got drunk off the. He run over Marilyn Manson's foot, and I'm like, God damn! I was embarrassed, but I was happy too. I was like, that's what you get for all that gay shit. Right. Real niggas in here and ran over your foot. Right. Next thing you know, he's like, everybody, just calm down. I want to show Kevin something. So he puts a movie on, and his wife lays down on the floor, kind of where I'm sitting at.
His wife bad?
Put on a movie, and the devil is fucking his white man wife. The devil is black. Whatever this movie is, it's a comedian. You know that comedian play the piano too?
Yeah, Craig Robinson.
Thank you guys.
At the end.
At the end of the movie.
It's a movie where Craig Robinson is the devil.
Right.
It's a movie. I seen that shit.
So they get to the scene where the devil trying to like get at the nigga wife, and Marilyn Manson and his wife just keep looking at me and going
like this cock, like they trying to get the coke cock.
And then everybody else is watching. I'm like, but there's other people right here.
We got a bull. Yes.
I look and my nigga like, nigga, he went to the fuck this bitch. I'm like, man, this Hollywood weird. We out of here.
Now, there's a few things about this interview that I found very interesting. First and foremost, this is no disrespect to Kevin McCall if he sees this video. In my opinion, I don't believe him. I believe a lot of the things that he said, but I don't believe that Kevin McCall was fully truthful in this interview, right? I believe that he left some things out. I don't have proof of that. I'm just listening to the story. And the first thing that came to mind is, why would you place yourself in these situations, right? If you're a heterosexual man, if you're a man of integrity, if you're a God-fearing man, why would you place yourself around a person like Marilyn Manson that you said was wearing female chest body parts? Why would you want to be around a person like that? Not that you're too good for the person, but clearly if a person doesn't align with your morals or your integrity and they're indulging in the occult or into darkness, in order to protect your spirit when you want to stay far and clear from something like that, right? Another thing I noticed in this interview is that Kevin McCall gave multiple different reasons why it is that he chose to hang out with Marilyn Manson. First, he said it was to sort of be rebellious towards his mom. Then he said he wanted to see if the devil was actually real. Then he said because he's a Christian, God-fearing man, it was almost like a challenge. He was trying to see if he could change these people. But this almost reminded me of like when you catch PDF files in the act of trying to get around children, and then you ask them, why were you doing this? What were you trying to do here? And then they'll say something to you like, well, I was just trying to talk them out of it, or I was trying to just be their friend. Or it's like, no, that doesn't make sense. Just remove yourself. Don't even be in that scenario to begin with, right? It just makes no sense. If a grown man is around me and he's making jokes about about infant and children body parts, he wish he had those in the Ziploc bag, I'm going to be very tempted to put my hands on you. So it's best that I stay away from you. Then Kevin said that he was just trying to manipulate and flip it and use reverse psychology to do what he needed to do to get a Grammy. If this dude is giving you weird vibes, like he wants to do something with you and your wife or your girlfriend, and you're willing to go only so far, just enough to get a Grammy, it makes me wonder what's really happening that's making Marilyn Manson so comfortable around you to want to do these things. You know what I mean? My opinion, I feel like Kevin McCall was very interested in the occult and very interested in darkness. And that's what I believe he was interested in. That was his reason for hanging out with Marilyn Manson. Full stop. And not long after this interview, Kevin would actually get shot leaving a barbershop in broad daylight. A lot isn't known from this situation, but we do know that he was shot in the foot. And I don't think he really pushed to press charges against anybody. So actually, in retrospect, maybe Kevin wasn't actually willing to do what was necessary to fully take the oath and make it big in the industry. Because just a few weeks ago, he appeared on a podcast and surprised everyone when he broke down in tears, revealing that he was actually not doing so well, was on food stamps, and was asking Chris Brown for assistance.
Still did this part. What was we talking about? I need that bread. All this could have paid for my lawyers and so I just lost both of my daughters is in Atlanta right now. I don't know what the in Atlanta's scammers and a whole lot of other shit. But my baby mamas is out there. Salute to them. They doing a great job with my daughters. I love y'all so much for that, and y'all so beautiful. It's some shit in Atlanta. You don't got no. I lost rights to my daughter, my oldest.
So you lost all custody.
I had a trial. I'm all in my prison clothes. I'm like, why can't we just put this off? Like my child support is $2,000, right? Deuces ain't been popping since 2012. Why is my child support $2,000? So I had all this back pay. Then I sold my catalog for $500,000. I only got $250,000 out of it. I bought my mama a house for $50,000, and then I had to pay all this child support. Why was my child support $2,000? I'm not Future or none of these like. So then I got the rears, not retrograde. That's the little star
But
shit.
Even if you still had your child in California, am I correct?
Yeah, I gotta prove all of that. They wasn't supposed to. I didn't have nothing on Marley. Marley, I gotta go and file paternity, a petition for paternity. It's only $300, but watch this. I think it's a game, bro. No, this for when I poke. Don't walk up on me playing. Or you Team Breezy, keep that on the internet. Oh, stop. My bad. I went too far?
We talk about the talent.
All right, music.
Despite your flaws as a human being, you are one of the most talented individuals to ever grace the music industry.
We gonna get to that.
So
we gonna get to that.
Veer.
I love how you try to. I love how you. Yeah, we gonna veer to that. But we gonna get to
you have a testimony.
Why the
tell your life
get in on this?
I witnessed it.
He finna be in here and
why
tell
the
us
fuck
what's
got
going
an
on.
EBT card? And this is at Breezy Bro and made 90 whatever the million, and it say KKKKK Mac. Can I get 25,000 for them four songs I owe you, bro? I just want to leave, bro.
Leading up to who he is.
I'm not even tripping though. I got an EBT card, my nigga. Like what the fuck? I can't even get nothing, bro, man. Y'all want to see me cry in here, so y'all can think I'm a bro. That ain't fair.
Hey,
I'm on EBT, bro.
Hey,
that's why.
Hey. Look, bro.
I'm down, bro.
I'm on EBT, Smack. Look, say my name, bro. That shit is better. I had to go up in that by my face with a mask, like COVID, bro.
Don't act like every had no motherfucking EBT
card.
On the set, I think I had an EBT card.
Man, I might get an EBT. I walk in the building and look at me crazy.
Let me tell you
This video was one of the most disturbing videos just from a humanity perspective, right? I'm watching a man break down. But this is also what do they call it? A teachable moment. Because when I watch a video like this, I say, this is a human being that not necessarily I'm judging in a negative manner. It's just to say he wants to make it in the music industry and he wants to be accepted by celebrities so badly. From my perspective, on the outside looking in. Once again, Kevin, if you see this, I'm willing to have you on the show, brother. But from my perspective, this is just how I see it. It seems to me that you're not mostly concerned with your own well-being and just trying to survive and just make a good living for yourself. You've almost based your entire identity off of being connected to Chris Brown, off of having the limelight, off of being famous and rich and considered a quote-unquote celebrity, when life is much bigger than that. It's much deeper than that. And part of the reason I wanted to talk about the fraternity piece is because it's a lot deeper than people think. Because when you make these covenants and you participate in these humiliation rituals that you have to go through, there's no exceptions. These humiliation rituals, right? You're kneeling to these altars. People don't understand that this could be placing a curse over your life, right? Yes, you'll have connections and you'll be connected to the right people and you'll be in the quote unquote right rooms with these famous people and the well-connected people, but at what cost, you know? Because you're gonna have to do some things, do something a little strange for a little change in order to make it big. And I think Kevin McCall's story is one of the biggest examples. It also stood out to me that he's not in the right room. These people were cracking jokes and laughing and didn't even have the emotional intelligence to recognize that this person is having a mental health breakdown right there in front of you. And this is how people self-delete themselves because they're crying out for help. And the people around them are jokesters and pranksters and they don't know how to appropriately respond to help a friend, a brother, a cousin, a loved one out when they're crying out for help. So I'm sending out prayers to Kevin McCall, man. But I also think that his career is a teachable moment for anybody that's trying to go big. You don't need the validation of a celebrity. You don't need to join a fraternity, especially if you believe in God. Trust and believe and have faith that God and the path that God wants you to go on, it will happen as it needs to happen. All right. But y'all in the comment section, give me your thoughts. Let me know if you knew about this, if you know who Kevin McCall is. Obviously, many of you will know who Chris Brown is. If you want a full breakdown of Chris Brown's career, that'll be a much longer video. Hop in the comment section and let me know, man. Hit the like button on your way out if you don't mind. I really appreciate it. I'm Demetrius. I go Aditi. Peace.
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast.